What's up, everyone? This is Goldilocks, former TNA backstage interviewer, manager, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Thanks for being here.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 111 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, just 2 days ago, we had a weekly pay-per-view, which had quite a bit going on. And if I am remembering correctly, we both enjoyed the show, which featured a ladder match, once again, shocking. But AMW won the ladder match to not only win their jackets back, but they are also now the number one contender. And that means that on our next episode, the next weekly pay-per-view, we're going to get, for the first time ever, a 6 sides of steel cage match.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Which, before I even said that sentence, I kind of forgot that was a thing for next week.
Well, it's also kind of funny because I knew we were having a cage match, but I was like, wait a second. They can't do a square. It's not 6 sides, baby.
That's right.
Well, it's also it's hilarious because we, as we just mentioned off air, we were like, we like last show was good. What happened? We literally watched it 4 days ago. And in between, we always break the fourth wall here. It doesn't matter. In between, we just saw Double or Nothing in the first Dynamite in California, which were 2 major shows. So it fucking is all. This week is a blur. Then the Monday off for the holiday. My whole week is really screwed up. A lot of things have been going on this week in my personal life, and I guess in our podcast life, Bob. By this point of the TNA Crossline podcast, I think IcoPod is on a hiatus, realistically.
I mean, it's certainly not
as active.
Not posted every Monday anymore.
Yeah, I'll say hiatus because we talked about having a little breather before we kind of did our essentially a hard restart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot.
Jumping ship, folks.
Jumping ship, guys. So a lot's going on. It's been a week. And it's been a week here in TNA. Now, before we get too far, also, let's break the fourth wall a little bit more here, because we do it every single week. This is actually, as of this recording, is our very first week of dropping 2 episodes. As you guys know, we're trying to get ahead, mostly because these doubling up like this is been quite intense on our recording schedule to get 2 episodes a week for you guys. But this was our first week, and Bob, I don't know if you noticed, but we were kind of making some waves on Twitter when we broke the news that every Thursday we're dropping a weekly pay-per-view, and every Saturday we're dropping an Impact episode. We were getting quite the reaction to that post, which is usually our posts. I always appreciate the reactions we get, but I feel like it got more response, and it was all very positive. And I specifically want to give a shout out to our friends over at the Total Nonstop Impact podcast, who gave us a great shout out and sent some of their fans kind of over to give us a listen, because they used to do throwback episodes as well. They're actually a little bit before us, so they have finished the Asylum run, and essentially we're like, hey, if you're missing that nostalgia, go ahead and listen to the TNA Crossline podcast.
Do they no longer do nostalgia ones?
I thought they were doing some Impact shows, like just regular, like the Impact Zone. They do current day a lot. I think their main focus is
their main thing is current. I know that, yeah.
So I don't know how often they are doing their throwbacks, but it was very much appreciated, and we've talked to those guys in the DMs before, and they seem like great guys. So.
So here's the thing: if they're no longer doing, because I don't know, I don't know. I know I've listened to their episodes to kind of see like, am I insane for liking this, and see if they, I tend to do that to see how other people react to stuff. But
Right.
If they no longer are doing impacts from 04, did they maybe kind of reach an IcoPod moment where they're like, why are we doing this? And now I'm scared. Because I have not watched impacts from 04 and 05 since like the time it aired.
Wow. So you're thinking kind of once we get there, then we're gonna be feeling like, yeah, we did it. We did it all.
No, not that we did it all, but I'm saying, did they reach a moment where it was like, these shows are not progressing? I truly doubt that that's what the case is. Maybe they were just like, we got through the Asylum Years and like.
Well, yeah. So it does what it appears like to me, and because I'm on their YouTube channel, which, hey, we have a YouTube channel too as well. You guys can subscribe to it. We're not extremely active on it, but we post episodes there. Maybe there'll be bonus episodes up. You never know, like figure openings. I don't know. But they, as of this recording, 2 weeks ago, was their final. They did I think they do kind of watch-alongs or like reviews. I haven't listened in a while. But they did the last pay-per-view, and I believe the Impact that kind of coincides with that. And usually they would do their throwback, like a Throwback Thursday show.
Right.
But it does not appear that there has been one since then. So they might have capped off on their throwback series in that regard. So I don't know if it's necessarily that they were like, done, because I think they kind of finished off their series that they were going with.
Which I think that if you're going to cap it off.
No, perfect.
Yeah, cap it off your Asylum Years. I mean, that's probably maybe when a lot of people stop watching it, because the product, I think, has noticeably changed quite a bit.
Right. And I
can see people jumping off of it.
And realistically, I mean, unless we start hating each other before this point, or something happened, maybe life happens, we're not feeling it, whatever. I think you and I have talked vaguely about a hard stopping point for us.
I think it's a very clear and obvious time when TNA is no longer TNA, or Impact is no longer Impact. Like the core of what it was.
The core changes, and I don't know. Do they bring back a four-sided ring?
Brother.
So I think there is definitely, if we continue on this path.
So here, how about this? If you haven't listened to IcoPod, I don't blame you, because the stuff that we were watching sucks. And just like TNA here, we do watch alongs, but we're capping off IcoPod at the end of 96 in terms of like posting every Monday, and even really following Raws. We're jumping ship to WCW. And watching Nitro starting in 97, but like that stuff won't be posted every Monday. That's more of like, hey, let's watch it and we'll just post it, whatever. So kind of, I think maybe in a situation where what we're referencing here, and again, it's been like over 20 years, or almost 20 years. When Hogan and Bischoff arrive, and let's just say January 2010, I know they signed technically at the end of like 09, but arrive on TV, I would have to think, for us, for our sanity, because at that point we've been doing this for 7 years, if we were to get that far,
right? Which, if we do, great. But once again, life happens sometimes.
Sure. Could
I watch TNA every day for 7 years? Yeah.
You have.
I have. But yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. It does truly change the core of, I think, what the company kind of is that we're watching.
1,000,000%.
And however, do I think it could potentially be entertaining? Of course, because it's a fucking mess.
Well, that's kind of my next point. So, like, let's say we were like, listen, guys, like, we wrapped it up, but stay subscribed, because like when we're bored one day, we might want to just watch Impact from 2010 and like not have a hard commitment of being like, we got it. we got to do it. Because with IcoPod, it kind of got to that point because we were doing double recordings. And it was just mainly like, we'll fucking just put it out. You know what I mean? So that could maybe be the case down the line for TNA. But like I said, that's fucking 5 years from now. We have
quite a bit of time. And now, Bob, could you remind me when? Never mind, I just looked it up. Never mind. I was going to say, when does TNA hit the 2-hour mark? And we even still got a while before that.
2007, October 07, I think, right? Or September?
That's wild.
Yeah.
So I'd say you guys have at least a solid couple of years left with us because they're almost going to be too easy to not do.
Well, I mean, it's really like an hour and like 24 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and honestly, we've been watching weekly pay-per-view shows that are an hour and 55 minutes.
That's actually such a great point, dude. We've gone this long with 2-hour shows right off the bat
with no commercials. So it's like with the commercials, it's that's probably a breeze.
It's a really
by
good
comparison.
Point. Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that, but excellent point. But you know what? Let's stop making everyone worry. That's not happening anytime soon. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to give that shout out, and I'm hoping everyone is enjoying the 2 episodes a week because I'd say in the past couple, we've been really enjoying both shows. There's a couple rough ones to start pay-per-views, specifically once we switched to Impact, but the past couple have been pretty good. And if I was a betting man, the next episode is going to be pretty good as well.
Well, I think they're finally finding a good balance because
yeah.
I think the first few impacts, like that was the focus. And like your pay-per-views maybe suffered like a little bit. But I think we're at a point now where we're balancing pretty good. So
right. I think so as well. You know what? Just real quick too, since we're kind of doing some updates and stuff like that, it's kind of old news, but I think it's really cool. So I'm gonna just touch on it anyways. We had a Eric Young quote tweeted us. So this is about the World X Scout. Very old news. However, if you remember the
spot. That's like May.
Yeah. So the spot where Jerry Lynn and Mr. Aguila flung him over the top rope to the floor. He commented about this, and he noted that him and Jerry Lynn put the whole thing together, and he's still very proud of it today. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's still feeling part of that today because he fucking lands pretty nasty. But I thought that was really cool. And then actually, yeah, dude, I was just watching it, and it looks nasty there too. I'll try to find this other one quick, which I really should have mentioned, probably like a week or two ago. So it might take me a second, but Lance Archer or Dallas in our timeline also quote tweeted us about it was his first match with it was him and Kid Cash versus I think Dusty and James Storm the first time they had their encounter. Mm-hmm. Once I can find the post, I can give you the exact show. But see, this is I should have mentioned it, Bob. You should have held me to it. Well, I'll keep looking. We don't need to pause and sit here in silence about it. But essentially, what he said, and if I find it, I'll read it word for word. But he mentioned how the match, is the bunkhouse brawl match. There you go. That's right. That gives you a better timeline. I found it. I knew I was going to find it. Okay, so he says Dusty was very influential to my early career. Was a big supporter of mine in TNA. Was the most integral part of me getting my job in the E. Helped me in so many ways, so this match is very special to me in my career. And then I texted Bob on the side and I said, I really hope he didn't listen to that episode because that bunkhouse brawl match was not very good.
Correct, but it's important to know that it can still mean a lot to somebody.
Absolutely, 100%. And I thought that was really cool. That's one of the things I feel like it's kind of been a while since we got something real juicy like that. We've heard the things like I think we mentioned it on air where Simon Diamond mentioned I forgot to bring extra pants when they were dumping syrup and shit on me. And so some things like that are just awesome. And I feel like it hasn't been it's been a little bit since we've been hearing some of this stuff. And of course with the tape delay, it's such old news, but I still think it's really cool to note. And finally, I'd like to give a shout out to our newest follower, the big KID.
That's right.
Kid Cash. That's right. joining the TNA alum that follows the TNA Cross the Line.
I doubt
over on
Kid
Twitter.
Cash listens, but Mr. Cash, if you're listening,
But if you're listening,
send us a DM and be like, I'm listening.
I'm listening.
And I will be in my best behavior.
Absolutely.
Although I shouldn't be worried because we both love him.
We do
He's
really
a
like Kid
great
Cash
heel,
a lot.
so, like,
Yeah.
what's-
But, Kid Cash is following us along with many other TNA alums over on Twitter. And I hope you guys are following us as well. We're at Cross the Line TNA. And you can find us on Facebook at TNA Cross the Line Pod. And if you want to buy a t-shirt and support us, it's prowrestlingtees.com/crosslinetna. And you can find all those links in the description of this episode as well. And on that note, Bob, are you ready to dive in to some notes, some news before this episode of Impact from July 16th, 2004?
Dallas, as AJ Styles would say, I'm ready to fly.
That's right. Now, before we get really far in, we should probably mention the matches that just happened, since we're going to be talking a little bit about those on the last pay-per-view, which was 2 days ago. That's right. We just dropped that episode on Thursday. You guys are listening on Saturday or after. It doesn't matter. We dropped it 2 days ago. And that was on July 14th, 2004. And these matches took place. Michael Shane defeated AJ Styles. That was by forfeit.
Which is important to know. It's not like documented as a forfeit. You would think
it is not.
Interesting.
And we'll dive into how that happened momentarily, so we won't stay too long on that. We saw Abyss and Alex Shelley defeat the team of Sabu and Sanjay Dutt. The team of Chris Sabin, Amazing Red, and Triple X defeated Team Canada's Bobby Roode, Eric Young, Johnny Devine, and Petey Williams in an 8-man tag match. Of course, Scott D'Amore was there. You guys know that, though. We saw a guitar on a pole 10-man tag team match. I still can't wrap my head around this being a thing. 3 Life Crew's BG James, Conan, and Ron Killings teaming up with Dusty Rhodes and Larry Zbyszko. So crazy. Defeated the team of, this is also insane. It was the Elite Guard, Chad Collier, Hernandez, and Onyx, and Jeff Jarrett and Ken Shamrock. You put that, you write that match down on a piece of paper and you show it to someone, they're going to be like, what's this, from your fucking EWR?
I was just about to say.
Is this fake? No one would believe in that.
Yeah. No
one. But it happened. And after that, we saw Kazarian defeat AJ Styles. That's kind of blurred in my head a little bit how that one finished, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit, unless Bob remembers off the top of his head. But
Bob's been watching a lot of WCW.
Okay, so we'll talk about
from
it in a second.
1996. So I'll look it up on Wrestling Recaps. And
there we go.
I love how Wrestling Recaps is a security threat to my fucking computer.
Yeah, you might want to look into that. And then we already mentioned the jackets on a ladder match. And of course, America's Most Wanted won those back against the Naturals. So, even on paper, dude, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, I mean, we had hopes for it going into it.
Right, and I don't even think, even though the 10-man match sounds like a fucking mess, which it kind of was, but in a good way, there's not a bad match on that show. I don't think.
No, I mean, probably not.
No, exactly.
What am I looking? Kazarian and Styles. So the finish. So Styles tried for a Styles clash, but Shane chop blocked Styles.
Oh, that's right.
So it was not clean.
No, and I didn't think it was, but I didn't want to make shit up. Okay, so we liked that show, Bob. What do you think that the readers of The Observer thought about that show?
It's got to be a thumbs up.
Yeah, and not only is it a thumbs up, Bob, it is 100% thumbs up. No down, really? None in the middle. Now, that's important to know that the response was great, of course, 100%, but the volume of votes was down. It was back down. Now, is it down from what we normally see? Not really. I mean, this is pretty average. And I'll just tell you, because Bob's going to make me. 27 people voted. However, we've had less numbers than that vote, and I don't know if we've ever had 100% thumbs up in The Observer.
Even if it was only 6 people, I always feel like there's one person that's
right.
Nah.
Right. So I think this is kind of a big deal. And what do you think was voted on as the best match?
The ladder match.
Yeah, it was the ladder match. Now in second place, it was AJ Styles against Michael Shane. And what do you think about the worst match?
Guitar on a pole.
Nope, it was Abyss and Shelley versus Sabu and Sanjay Dutt.
Are you joking?
No. That's what it was, my dude.
Maybe people didn't want to vote for Ken Shamrock being in the worst match because they don't want to get their ankle broken.
Oh, that's a good point. I like that.
I wouldn't.
The building was full last week, and we had about 1,250 fans, which is a near sellout in the TNA Asylum. Although Dave notes, from the early lines, it appeared a higher percentage than normal. More than 70% was papered. That's pretty high.
More than 70%.
That's a lot.
You know what? At that point, who is buying tickets to go there?
It's got to be the diehards, man. If you want like your same seat, I'm telling you, like that guy in the heel section that Jared always yells at, that dude's buying a seat, and he's getting the same exact seat on every show.
Yeah, but like, don't you kind of see now? If I was going right, and I saw that line of like freebies,
right?
Because you said there was 2 separate lines before. I don't know, maybe
usually there is, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say in that line there's 700 people.
Yeah.
And then in the pay line, which is like you can get whatever seat you want, there's like 40 people. I'd be looking at my friends, people in that line, and be like, "What are we doing? Why are we paying?" Now I understand what you're saying, like, "Oh, you get like floor seats or whatever," but I'd just be like, "Guys, they're not going to have the floor empty.
Well, that's a good point, yeah.
They're going to need bodies down there."
Well, I think it's also important to note that even if you sit in the bleachers, you could bet $100 that they're going to come into the crowd.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you'll win $100 on I don't know, every show.
Yeah.
So like you're still going to have a little bit of
multiple times they go up in the bleachers.
Right. And there's no way a seat in the Asylum is bad. There's just no way. And listen, people who have been there, correct us if we're wrong about that. I've never been there. So if you were there, tell us if there was a bad seat. But from camera,
well, Alan was there. He was there every week. It seemed like so he would know.
I have a note about Alan. We're going to talk about. He had an interview with someone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it doesn't make sense. I remember when the Vampiro and like Raven feud was hot, and they found out, hey, we can hang people off of the balcony, and they're like, we're gonna do that every week for a month and a half.
Yeah, we're just gonna hang everyone.
Yeah, why not? And like New Jack was like, I'm gonna jump off that, and it was like, okay, cool. So like, they do things in the crowd where it'd be like, dude, let's just go for free, and then we'll be right in front of it when people are diving off something. At this point, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah. Well, diving into some of the matches here. As we know, the show is headlined by that double ladder match. Storm was the one who ended up grabbing the bag with the ring outfits, and we're setting up for that 6-sided steel. Dave notes that the match was good, but not as smooth as some of the WWE versions of this match. But the guys took every bit of the punishment, including Douglas taking the backdrop over the top rope, landing back first on a ladder placed between the apron and the guardrail. Storm took a bump off the top rope backwards through a table set up on the floor. And of course, we had that big spot, which was the ladder being out of place, Douglas climbing to the top and having to jump off the ladder to grab the bag. And as he jumped, Harris came off the ropes with a spear. Dave says that the spot was awesome, even more because the timing was perfect, and it would have been really easy to mistime that. And that they had guts since it was the key spot right before the finish.
Okay. No.
Now, yes. So I'm specifically reading this because now listen, it's a cool spot. However, when this dude jumped off the ladder and he turned his body to face Chris Harris,
right?
It was cool, but it was almost too obvious. But however, I will agree, it was timed very well. I thought it was cool. But it's also like silly because like you're not going to jump to try to get it.
No, you're not.
So like, yeah.
Well, also, what is the comment about a smooth ladder match?
Well,
That
right,
WWE
right.
what are you talking about? I feel like a ladder match is like almost impossible to have a smooth ladder match.
Not quite as smooth.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too.
Yeah, that's just insane. And then yeah, the spear. I mean, he definitely was just right towards him. It's like the move with I think it's Jake Chris when he'd go like on the top turnbuckle to like literally the side of the guy jumping off, and he'd hit a cutter in midair, and people were like, "Oh my god!" It's like, how did the guy not see him?
Yeah, no, I know
right there.
I know
Like,
exactly which one you're talking about. Oh, that is so funny.
It's so stupid. Like,
yeah,
don't insult the intelligence of your fans. Like, yeah, Rich Swann jumping off the top turnbuckle and getting an ace cutter and getting hit with an ace cutter from Jake Chris, who's on the turnbuckle right next to him, is a cool visual, but it's also like, Swann, what are you doing, man? He's right there.
Well, that's the thing I think is kind of funny, because I think some people mock that wrestling is like too choreographed these days. And I disagree with a lot of that. But then you see shit. Well, we can talk about it a different time off air, Bob, because we can argue all day if you want to. But when you see shit like that, it's like, well, yeah, duh. Like,
I think to a point, it's pretty choreo. It's like sometimes it can just be, guys, really.
Well, yeah,
really?
I'd say sometimes, yeah.
But you could say that for any era. It'd be like, why are you letting? Yeah. So like maybe like today, like, you know, people flips and counters or whatever. But then you look at early 90s, just an example, like early 90s wrestling. It's like, why would you let Hulk Hogan punch you on the forehead 17 straight times and then literally run into the big boot? You know, wrestling in general makes no sense, because you would have to think, hey, I know that AJ Styles, when he runs to the ropes and he springboards, he's going to try for a neck breaker. I've been seeing that, or a reverse DDT. I've been seeing that for 15 years. Maybe I should just like move, because like they're looking, or like Jay Lethal's lethal injection. That move pisses me off, because he does a handspring and they're just standing there like, what is he?
No, you know,
oh, he's gonna hit me with a cutter, of course, because he's been doing that for 10 years.
You know what move pisses me off like really bad? The Panama Sunrise. Adam Cole.
That's off the middle rope, right?
Yeah, but there's no good way to set that move up besides.
There's no way, because if you kick him in the midsection, all right, he's hunched over. It's gonna take you a minute to get on the middle rope and like get adjusted.
Well, half the time they're on the ground and he gets up there and then they just stand up bent over. Like, dude,
yeah, I know, it makes no sense.
That's one that really bugs me. And like, I don't know. We could talk about this shit all night. But
I'm sure there'll be moments on today's show where we're like, why is he just looking at me?
Yeah. But I think so. It's funny that we're kind of saying this, and you know, wrestling is like very much like suspend your disbelief, even if you know it's bullshit. But like I was thinking about this the other night watching wrestling, and it's like, why do people bitch about the choreograph stuff? But it's like you're supposed to suspend your disbelief.
It's
and
the
like
whole fucking point.
It's more acrobatic these days, but like, so what? I don't know. Whatever.
When you're going, if in 2022, if you're watching a wrestling show, professional wrestling show, and you go into it trying to rationalize anything that is going on, or you're trying to compare it to anything in real life, you need to turn the channel.
Yeah, you can't.
It just don't do it. And I mean, AEW, WWE, Impact, MLW, whatever.
Literally any of it.
Just don't even try, because it makes no sense.
You're gonna hurt yourself more by trying to do that than you're just.
If you like, so like, I love WWF 92, right? If I were to turn on that show and I was an adult in 92, and I'd be like, there's a voodoo guy, how the fuck is that? Then like, turn the channel, because obviously it's not real. It is not intended to be like, this is normal, that there is a freaking guy with a sword trying to stab a dead man in the middle of the ring. Like, that's totally how it's supposed to be. No. Go watch UFC if you want to watch that. And half of that is turning into professional wrestling anyway, with all their storylines and beefs and whatever else.
Fucking promos and shit. Yeah.
Literally.
Dude, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's so entrances, like the music and everything. Like, yeah, dude, let's go.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Anyway, reeling it back. Good shit. So after that whole ladder match and stuff, and I think we kind of knew this kind of going into last week's show, is that they're setting up for Triple X to be the next foes after the Naturals and America's Most Wanted program is over. So Triple X is going to be set up for essentially the next contenders in line.
Okay, who would you rather them square off with, AMW or the Naturals?
So I'm gonna say AMW because we know they got a little bit of a history and they have had some really good matches. So I think that since their comeback, I think this is important. Since Triple X have come back together, they've been really killing it.
I agree.
They were good before, but they've really been killing it. Like Daniels and Skipper, listen, Loki's great and all. Daniels and Skipper killing it as a tag team.
Yeah. And I think it's also been a year since there's been really any physical interaction between Triple X and AMW, so it's not like a burnt out matchup. Right?
Exactly. And I think that's why I want that more, and I think that has more interest than the Naturals. And listen, I like the Naturals too.
Right.
So I wouldn't complain either way, but okay. Next up here, Dave says here, in a scary moment on the show, since they think now, he doesn't say the name. This is about Jeff Hardy. So he doesn't say that, but it's about Jeff Hardy. Scary moment on the show. Since they think because of the excellent reaction he got as an unannounced surprise that the company wants to build him as one of the biggest stars. When Dusty Rhodes brought up his name, that he was coming in next week. Because remember, Jeff Hardy's going to be there next week, live in the Asylum.
I think I fucking forgot that.
Yeah. Well, there was no fan reaction when Dusty said it in the promo. And Rhodes thought that the crowd didn't hear it, so he said it again. But again, there was no reaction. So now, mind you, I think it's important to know, I believe that was during a backstage interview too, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah, and he had his little folder with him.
Yes, with the gigantic letters, Jeff Hardy, on the folder.
Well, it started off small.
Yeah, dude, it was wicked small.
And it's just gradually gotten bigger.
Dude, it really has every week. It's so
I hope, you know what they should do? Next week, it shouldn't even be a folder. It should just have Jeff Hardy, a piece of paper that has Jeff Hardy on it, and you have to open that. It's just spelled out Jeff Hardy. The entire thing is Jeff Hardy.
It's like a poster board folded up. Fold it. This is Jeff Hardy's folder.
Do you think, I doubt this is maybe the case here, but do you think maybe they were quiet because they don't believe that he'll be there? Or he'll sign?
Oh, that's a really good fucking guess, man.
You know?
Yeah, I actually probably do.
If, I'm trying to think of a comparison to today. But
you can look at TNA, dude. They keep doing that. They keep promising people and they don't show. I mean,
well, and that's a good point. Hogan,
Hogan's the big one. Hogan's the big one.
Yeah.
They've certainly teased Randy Savage without fully coming out and being like he's coming.
Yeah.
And there's rumors, so that's a little different. But the difference I think here is Jeff Hardy did show up, so I do think that people should at least believe that there's a chance he could come back. But I think that is a good point, that it's kind of gone on so long now since he has, that maybe they're just, we're almost at a full month without seeing him again.
Were they not impressed with his showing against AJ? Fuck, he's not the Jeff Hardy of WWE.
Could have been that too. Could have been that.
There's also ring rust. He hadn't wrestled in,
right.
At least not a lot, in a year and a half or whatever.
Yeah, I think all of that's possible, honestly.
I think when he comes out next week, he'll get a reaction.
Absolutely. So do I. The other major story was AJ Styles wrestling those singles matches against both Michael Shane and Frankie Kazarian. Now, the opener with Shane, which Dave says that he felt like was the best match on the show, ended with Styles doing a running flip dive and caught his knee on the guardrail. Now, he did an excellent job of selling, to the point where Mean Mob said, is this what was supposed to happen? Because everyone was out there and it was kind of chaotic. Well, and the replay did show his knee cracking the rail perfectly. So it made it so believable, even though it was actually a pre-planned work.
That's crazy. Yeah. That they went to AJ Styles and hey man, we need you to do a flip and we need you to whack your knee real good on the guard railing.
Yeah, right.
What a ridiculous. That's just a ridiculous ask to me.
Well, I'm wondering if it's almost like he was just supposed to do a crazy dive and like act like he tweaked his knee or something, and then it actually ended up hitting the guardrail, and then because like how can you truly
Yeah.
plan that perfectly?
Right.
It was
Yeah,
very
you're right. That could happen.
it was very well done, and so they ended up bringing all those officials out, helping to the back, and that's when Shane got the win by forfeit. Which the forfeit win is what to me said this was somewhat planned in some capacity.
Yeah.
Because if not, it would have been a no contest, I think.
Yeah. It should have been if it wasn't planned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I think that they were probably like do a dive and like just say
Act like you tweak your knee. Or
now I cannot believe they would be like, dude, whack your knee real good.
there's no way.
There's no fucking way.
No way. Styles was then scheduled to face Kazarian. Now, as we noted last week or last episode, I gotta get used to that. Jerry Lynn came out first. He was going to be replacing Styles. Dude was in ring gear and all, taped up, everything. But then Styles came out. And Styles actually didn't do the predictable selling of the knee and even did leapfrog spots and high flying, which sort of made no sense from a traditional wrestling sense. He ended up slipping on the ropes, which he made look like a missed spot, but wasn't to set up selling his knee.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. Shane ended up interfering with that super kick. Finally, Styles had Kazarian in position for the clash. The chop block that Bob noted earlier, Kazarian ended up winning. And this means that both Michael Shane and Kazarian are in line for a title match. But on the July 21st show, they're actually going to be doing a tag match with Styles and Lynn against Shane and Kazarian. Now, that may or may not be a spoiler. We might just hear that on the show. They might just scroll at the bottom of the impact we're watching, but I figured that might have also been announced, so I figured I'd say it. Also, something really weird happened last week. We actually ended up seeing the final appearance of D'Lo Brown until, like, was it 2013?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
At least in ring, especially.
Yeah.
This wasn't in ring. But as Dave notes, they are doing the weirdest heel turn angle with D'Lo Brown, where he did a promo. Yeah.
I want to see my daughter. Fuck you today.
Right, where he did a promo saying he didn't care about wrestling that much anymore and that all he cared about was his 5-month-old daughter and didn't want to talk about wrestling during the interview. Well, no weirder, and then this is what he goes on to say. So he says, well, it's no weirder than Monty Brown's promos, which are what you'd imagine are similar to the tapes sent in by fans imitating their favorite wrestlers in the YJ Stinger contest for $1 million on Raw.
The what?
I have no idea. But I'm just saying that because Dave's shitting on Monty Brown's promos, but I think if you watch them, they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they are.
Wicked good.
What does he want from a promo? Just like your typical,
Bro.
I don't like you, Jarrett, and your guitar. You're gonna lose.
I'll see you at Wednesday night, July 21st, in a cage.
Right.
The old school.
Be there. If I lose, you'll get your money back.
I'm gonna kick your butt.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no.
Monty Brown's promos may be absolutely out there, but they're so out there that you have to listen to be like, what? It's like Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior is a horrible promo, but you listen because it's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Now, I think Monty Brown's obviously a good one, but you're still like, what? He's gonna do what?
That's a good kind of comparison, though. Like, yeah, they're so crazy. You do listen to Warrior, and you're like, that made no sense. Monty's at least make sense, but they're weird.
Yeah, they make sense. Like, he eventually makes sense of it. Yeah, it's like, what is going on?
Yeah. This might be our last note about matches. I'm almost positive, but we got a couple other things we'll talk about during the show as well as we kind of go through the rest of these notes. When Ken Shamrock has been going after Mike Tenay and Don West as of late, they haven't known it's coming and have had to improvise their reactions. That keeps fucking happening.
It's like, what, 2 weeks in a row? I feel like after the first time, I'd be on guard.
I think they were. You saw how fast Don West ran away at the last show. Dave says here that the entire way Shamrock is used is totally stupid. First off, Shamrock is a successful character in the UFC and probably its biggest draw ever up until this point. Mm-hmm. He can do money promos, but when he comes into pro wrestling, he gets rid of his successful, believable character and becomes a really bad cartoon character who is out of control and does these fake promos that nobody can believe. the people who would be interested in Shamrock are interested in the Shamrock character that gets over, not the cartoon character. He was in the 10-man tag, and for the perverse question of how he's, Jesus Christ, the way he writes is awful. Question of how he's do with Dusty Rhodes. I'm assuming how he did with Dusty Rhodes. They actually avoided each other in the match, which is not something I don't think I even noticed. Rhodes worked almost the entire way with Jarrett, while Shamrock brawled on the other side of the building with Ron Killings. When Rhodes did an in-ring comeback of bionic elbows to all the heels, Jarrett, Collier, Hernandez, and Onyx fed Rhodes while Shamrock avoided him. Just kind of hilarious. The finish of the match saw Shamrock put Rhodes in an ankle lock, allowing Jarrett to get the guitar on the pole. However, Rhodes, who after all that time was he in the hold, was standing up fine seconds later. He got the guitar, he hit Onyx with it, and he pinned him after an elbow drop. And of course, this all kind of means nothing in the grand scheme of things, because as we noted, that's Ken Shamrock's last appearance till 2019 in Impact. And I'm assuming that's potential. I don't know even another time he shows up, but certainly in ring.
I don't think he shows up again.
No, I think we're done. And he really kind of stops wrestling for a while.
I think
after this too.
I think the only time that he might show up on Impact is a commercial for the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I kind of agree. This is Meltzer that said this, right?
Yes. Yeah. Side note, there's barely anything I've noticed in the past few weeks that Alvarez says that's any importance. Okay.
I kind of agree with him about Shamrock ditching his UFC persona to be like the WWF persona. I can totally like understand where he's coming from, because he did become a cartoon character in WWF, like the lunatic. No, I'm gonna put myself in the face, and like
how the berserk Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, like a loose cannon or whatever, and just screaming all the time. Or yelling. So
it's part of his charm, man.
I mean, I liked Ken Shamrock as a kid, so
he's fun.
I remember if I would get in fights with like people at school, I would scare them by doing like my Ken Shamrock impersonation.
Oh my God!
Like, die! And I go like boom, and then they'd just be like, "Whoa, dude!
Jesus!
If you're gonna hit yourself, I'm just gonna leave." And I'm like, "Yeah, bitch."
Okay, so a couple other things here that relate to the show, but not directly what we saw on it necessarily. Antonio Pena was backstage at the show on July 14th. He was actually trying to get TNA to book Juventud Guerrera again, who Pena is back on good terms with. He's also trying to get Cybernetico and Latin Lover booked as well. Now, the Jarretts, who still have heat over Jeff not being booked at Triple Mania, have noted that Pena only uses Abyss, and they want a more event talent trading deal. So both sides also talked about running joint shows in Los Angeles and San Diego. Pena has a new best friend in local promoter Bert Prentice. So kind of some drama going on with our AAA partnership here still.
I mean, I feel like Hoovy might not be worth the headache that he was.
That's kind of why we don't see him, I don't think.
That's what I have to think. I would just say no. I mean, I like Hoovy and I think he's good, but like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lay down for Jerry Lynn. It's like, if you're not gonna lay down for Jerry Lynn, then like just leave.
Right.
We have no use for you.
In a sad sign of customer relations, the ticket problem in Nashville we discussed was allowed to continue on July 14th. So I believe this is referencing the Bert Prentice Tony Falk thing.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the funny thing is that the rival promoters in Nashville, who are involved in a cat fight over 200 fans on Friday nights, Bert Prentice and Tony Falk, both work for TNA. Right. When fans who attend Falk's show on July 14th went to the box office, they were told that all the seats facing the camera, so that their signs would be evident, would not be sold to them. Several fans who have bought tickets for nearly every show since inception have decided that after this, to take the freebies instead.
Oh, there you go. Look, see? Look at this. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They're idiots.
Dude. Scott Hudson, who is friends with the fans, the heel section specifically, that were broken up, claimed that he was leaving Prentice's group, where he works as the TV announcer, for Falk's group as some sort of figurehead authority guy over it. So he said because of this drama, Scott Hudson is even saying, I'm done with Prentice. I'm going to work with Falk.
Yeah,
Although
I don't think we realize just how ridiculous this is. You have literally TNA, and then you got two guys who run two different promotions having
fucking
their
around
own
with TNA.
Having their own like WWE versus WCW local feud. Like people are jumping ship to promotions within a promotion that are ran by people that are employees of that promotion. What is going on? How is this even possible?
Now, it does note that there may be even more to it than that for as far as Scott Hudson goes, but I can't believe that this drama is still happening and that it's affecting where people are working.
Just imagine like WWF 95, for instance, right? You got Jerry Jarrett, who's a consultant for you, and he owns USWA. And you got Paul Heyman, ECW. And let's say he was a consultant. They work together for Vince. And then they're like, hey, man. Like Paul Heyman could be like, hey, man, fuck you. You're not using New Jack. Or like New Jack's like, I'm going to go with Jerry. Bye, Paul. And then somebody like Jeff Jarrett was like, bye, Dad. I'm going to go work for Paul Heyman now. And then they're working together in like creative meetings. And it's like, you're trying to kill the promotion I run, but we're going to team up and work with Vince.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's like, that's just a headache. Why? Just give people the tickets and then go home.
No, Bob, it's more than that, okay? It's more than that.
Dude, that is the dumbest.
I know.
Wrestling is so weird.
It's so fucking weird, dude.
It's so bizarre.
Well, some other weird things here. So when Raven wasn't at the show this week as well, at this past show, there started to be a lot of concern about him. Since he makes something around $1,250 per shot.
What?
And every week he's off means $2,500.
Oh, $1,250, $1,200. I thought you said 12,000. I was like,
nope, sorry.
1,200. No, you're good. You said
1,200. So yeah, and every week he's off means $2,500 that he's not making, plus his indies. They advertised him returning on the pay-per-view, and they even pretended that he was there, doing this cheesy angle where they took a department store mannequin that looked nothing like the Sheik, put a turban on it, and hung him with a rope, and claimed that Raven was hanging the Sheik in effigy. They played a tape of an old Raven interview from a month back, pretending that he was cutting the promo, but you couldn't see him. I think the real Raven would have shot himself if he was involved in such a cheesy-looking angle.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what Dave says. So yeah, not sure what's going on there with our friend Raven. But I don't...
He did have an injury he was dealing with, didn't he?
He did for a while, but I think that he probably should have been back from that.
I feel like it was his rib, if I remember right. Cracked a rib or something.
Right.
No, it's been weird that he hasn't been on. I mean, has he even made an Impact appearance, like wrestling-wise?
No, I don't think so.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think I only got like a couple more pretty short things besides the interview. In the interview, I teased with Alan, whose name I mess up the last name I mess up every single time.
Woj.
He had an interview with Zach Gowen. Now you're wondering, we haven't heard about Tenacious Z in a while. Well, he brings up TNA in this interview. It's actually kind of interesting. So we talked about the story he made up regarding meeting Hogan in the hospital. So I believe this is something that they might have told it, I feel like in WWE, but I don't remember exactly.
Because he was like Mr. America's.
Yes.
Hogan's like,
yeah. Well, he made it up.
Sympathy card. He made up the story.
Yeah, he made up the story. Now he says, "quote
Right. Okay.
That was an angle that came up in NWA TNA from talking with Mike Tenay before my dark match." And then he says, "Sorry, explosion." Tenay asked me if there were any stories he could tell, and I made it up on the spot. It's a good story if it were true. I didn't expect it to go anywhere. He mentioned it, and then it came up everywhere I went. Stephanie McMahon asked me about it, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which I was offered, and I turned down because I knew I was going to be all right. I wanted to meet Hulk. I wanted to meet Hogan, and that was a shoot, so the WWE ran with it. He also goes on to say that he initially was going to get a TNA tryout thanks to Puppet the Dwarf. Remember Puppet?
Mm-hmm.
How could you forget? But then Puppet quit, and he lost contact with everyone. He said that he sent a tape of a match he did with Truth Martini, and they ended up calling and asking with 2 days' notice to come and work. He said, strangely enough, 2 weeks later, Ron Killing started calling himself the Truth and doing many of Martini's mannerisms. But this is from Brian Alvarez, and he adds on, coming from Gowan, I find this hard to believe. Because he's basically saying that Ron Killings is ripping off Truth Martini.
I mean, I don't think I buy that.
I don't really either. This is a quick one, and then there's one final note before we can get into this show. Apparently, the iMPACT on July 9th did a .22 rating. So it's pretty on par for what we've been hearing, number-wise.
Which, by all accounts, is a pretty good number for the time.
For the time slot, where they're at, yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally here, before the dark matches and this episode of iMPACT, nothing at all new on the proposed Orlando full-time move, other than the side that wants to stay in Nashville is picking up steam after less than enthusiastic crowds in Orlando of late. Well, the crowd response in Nashville has only gotten stronger. There have been Explosion wrestlers told they would start taping the shows on Wednesdays in Orlando, starting in September, but I don't know the decision one way or another has been finalized. So still very up in the air on what's going on.
I mean, a business sense, it probably is logical just to go to Orlando, but if your crowd response is like a genuine crowd response.
Yeah, if your crowd response sucks.
Yeah, if you want to stay in Nashville, then you gotta also think about it. Like, you're paying to be at the fairground and whatever, and 70% of your audience are getting freebies anyway. What's the difference from going from there to Orlando where 100% are freebies?
Right.
And you're saving money because you've made a deal with a sound studio.
Right. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Okay, a couple dark matches, Bob, and then we can start this episode. I can't wait. So we saw the Naturals, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens, defeat the team of Rod and Bruce Steele. Mm-hmm. Then we saw Chad Collier, Onyx, and Hernandez defeat the team of Jarrell Clark, Mikey Batts, and Antonio Banks. And then finally...
Now, Antonio Banks is MVP, right?
That actually sounds right. I didn't click. I'm not on the... I can go right now and confirm. I wasn't on Cage Match to confirm that. Yes, it is. But that sounded right as soon as you said it. And I was like, wait a second. He's onto something. And then finally, a match I teased on the last episode when we were discussing D'Lo. This ends up being his final match. And it's AJ Styles teaming up with D'Lo Brown to defeat the team of Petey Williams and Bobby Roode in a dark match.
Oh, a dark match. I was going to say, there's no way that was on Explosion.
No. These are all dark matches. These aren't Explosion matches.
Oh, okay.
Yep, this is all dark matches before, at least according to Cage Match and Dave's notes, this is before this episode starts.
Oh, right. So this is all at the...
Yeah, because we're in Orlando.
Even at the
yeah.
Asylum. All right.
Crazy. But that's it. That's everything I think there is to talk about. I don't even think I got anything quick to mention during the show. We knocked it all out of the park here in the beginning because it was pretty quick this week.
All right. Well, if you guys want to join us for this watch along, head over to iMPACT Plus or get your external hard drive out, plug it in, find your TNA folder, go to 2004, find it, July 16th. Okay, cool. Drag it over. It's going to take like 13 seconds. Great. Now it's on your thing, right? Okay, cool. Open it up on your VLC media. Don't press play yet. Go back. The runtime is 47 minutes, 13 seconds. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I say play, that's when you're going to want to hit that play button. and join us. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play.
The fallout from Wednesday night is Dallas has bread stuffed in his mouth.
Gotta love it. I never eat on air.
No.
That's a lie. I love eating on air. It's my favorite thing.
Wait, what was Jeff Hardy's decision? We're not hearing that yet, guys.
We don't know. We'll know that Wednesday.
They're teasing us that we're going to see it tonight.
No, it's going to be like, who's the champion? And we'll find out on Impact, and we go on Impact. We haven't made a decision yet. Go back on Wednesday.
Yeah, find out on the pay-per-view Wednesday.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to get a better song here. I'm just telling everyone straight up. Our intro theme is not changing until they have a better song. It's just not.
I mean, that song is pretty lame because it doesn't have like an upbeat thing. It's just like mellow. It's just static.
That's all it is.
Excited.
Bob, you'll be glad to know we are full this week again, which actually I don't think we were last week, but we are at 850 here in the Impact Zone.
Yeah, wasn't last time like 750 or something?
I think it was 750, yeah. Look at all that pyro. That's right, the guy on the ground taking pictures of that pyro. Oh, and here we go. Here we go. Hold on. I forget whose music this is, because I think a lot of people have used it. Oh, it's like Team Japan's music.
Yeah, sure looks like. Who is it? Is that Nasawa?
That is Nasawa. Nasawa and
Steve
Miyamoto?
Blackman.
No, it's
got
Miyamoto.
Oh, Miyamoto.
Yes, Jeff Hammond. Can't wait to hear his featurette this week. Bob, do you think we're finally going to get the Reality Star Challenge?
No. It hasn't even been mentioned.
No, it hasn't. Here we go. Triple X, baby. So, you know how I just told you that I don't have any notes to say?
I lied.
I didn't realize. It was actually in the Ring of Honor section. And it's basically, it's very, very quick. That there is no finalized deal with TNA, so nothing official regarding Styles and Daniels coming back. And I'm really only bringing that up because a few weeks ago, we discussed that they were going to be coming back.
Right.
On a show, and we found out they weren't. But yeah, apparently there's nothing official. And I actually think that's actually the only thing I have to say during the show. Look at
Jeff Hammond's actually on commentary. Was he on commentary before?
Only for the main event. Oh.
Lead analyst. Get out of here.
6 points of Impact with Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett. That's right. They did mention that. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Miyamoto's spitting red mist already. We're only 20 seconds into this match.
Yeah, and Daniels was like, I'm watching you, dude. I ain't falling for that.
So Jeff Jarrett may be talking about Monty Brown, they're saying.
I'm starting to feel like we're really getting a slow burn for a Jarrett Brown match.
You think that's good? The burn's going to be as good as that Raven build?
Probably not. Because that was pretty good build.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be top. However, I think they could do it. It could come in a close second, I bet you, if they do it right. And so far, I'll be honest, I think they're doing it pretty damn good. Because Monty's only mentioning him in promos, and they've only had like 2 face-to-faces backstage. No physical contact or nothing.
Right.
We're getting our results scrolling at the bottom. There's just been a couple like arm drags. Now there's some kicks in the corner as Nasawa comes in. Oh, don't worry, guys. Dusty Rhodes. He's here.
He's the judge.
He's the judge. Weird how in TNA they watch monitors the way that you normally would.
Right, you're not standing to the side looking at a big screen TV.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, so Jeff Hammond is saying the thing that makes TNA so different is because we have a judge to watch the matches. And of course, Triple X defeated the tag team champions by decision.
By decision, yeah.
I believe it was last Impact.
Yeah, but isn't the judge thing only for Impact? Like, it's not on the pay-per-views.
Correct. And actually, they're mentioning it right now about that decision.
So like, where's the consistency? I think.
Oh shit! Look at it. We have a corner cam. Did you see that?
I did.
That's the first time we saw that. I think.
Is it on only that turnbuckle?
I believe it's only on that turnbuckle. Like you can kind of see it. The feed's
I wonder if it's like also across the way. Slingshot elbow by Daniels. Only gets it to you on Nasawa.
Dude, but Mike Podolsky's not being his normal self here. He got down very slowly on his knees to do that count.
Maybe he's hurt. He has been getting physically involved lately. Shining Wizard by Nasawa.
I actually like this look for Nasawa way better than when he comes out in Juggalo shirts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Miyamoto going right after Daniels. Oh, wow, look at those arm whips before he, like, poked him in the gut.
Yeah, that makes it way worse. The pain is just insufferable when a guy waves his arms around.
Is he doing, like, knuckle shots? Like, what? I don't know what that's
looks like more like a chop with the side of his hand, and he's, like, going down.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
It looked like he was kind of doing, like, knuckles. Like.
Yeah. That would hurt for real.
Right.
I thought he was doing the chops. That way we could get that ever-devastating nerve hold.
Oh.
Spinning heel kick by Nasawa, but he's not going to get him with that.
That really hard tie kick right there in that 6 sides of ring. You're so much more willing to do activities. Nasawa, Miyamoto double team on Daniels, and he's got in a camel clutch. Nasawa off the rope basement drop kick.
TNA just said basement drop kick.
I know. That's where I learned that from. I would have just called it a drop kick before, but no. Wednesday at the Asylum.
Triple X against Team Mexico.
Interesting that we're advertising it up at the top. That slid down from the top. Basically, what that just told us is they're about to beat Team Japan. Because why else would they advertise their match?
Yeah, why would you promote that?
Why would you promote a loser's match? That's the other thing with wrestling is like they'll do stuff like that, and now as like a child, you don't know. But like us, we're like, well, duh, they're gonna win.
Skipper spin kick to Nasawa.
Damn it, dude! I love those spin kicks.
The crowd is kind of like not.
They're lull right now. They're just there.
They're not really going for anything here.
Oh shit! Double. Wow.
That wasn't great.
It was the buckshot lariat essentially, and unfortunately, it kind of like took him down a little weird. And I don't think that was his fault necessarily. Although he should have followed through a little bit more. I think
they might have been out of position a little bit.
Oh shit! All 4 men in the ring. Daniels stopped that double team, and well, he got taken out. Miyamoto, oh shit, green missed, and
man.
Skipper matrixed up, and when he was out of the way, so Nasawa got hit with that mist.
Step up Insaguri to take out Miyamoto.
Let's see, are they about to hit this double team move? I don't know if it has a name yet. I can't remember. The power flex.
They folded him up like an accordion.
Holy shit, yeah, they did, dude.
What the fuck? Pyro for that. Okay.
Yeah, dude, come on.
That wasn't like exciting or anything, but like that was okay.
That was like I think that was an instance of like we didn't mesh well with Team Japan. But yeah, Bobby Roode and Petey Williams out here with Scott D'Amore yelling over at Triple X, but don't worry. Don Harris, head of security, he's out here. He's stopping it.
I think they're yelling at Skipper, being like, "Hey, man, we looked into you. You're not really Canadian. That WCW stuff is a fraud." And that's why they're...
What a heel turn would that be, dude? Him joining Team Canada here in TNA.
Here's a video package promoting Raven and Sabu's feud.
Okay, this is weird because this is like too old for me to like care anymore. Like the footage they're showing. The problem is if Raven didn't get injured, we would have had this match already.
Oh, probably, yeah. But it's also kind of maybe like a blessing because you continue to build and there's like another... That could be a main focus for another pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's good. That's true. I just think they don't know what else to do with the feud.
Yeah, they're probably like kind of grasping at straws here.
Sabu acknowledging Raven. What kind of message is Sabu sending to Raven?
Dun, 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 dun. Who is this? Is that A1? That is. That's A1. Alistair Ralphus.
Oh, see, I know the name A1, but his name just popped up, and I was like, who in the fuck?
That's A. Well, he would eventually be known as A1. Who is it? Oh, Sabu. Oh, this could be bad. This could be bad. And I was saying this could be bad because the opponent here for Sabu, I don't know if this is going to mesh very well.
Say his name one more time. What is it? Alistair
like Ralph?
Ralphs? Okay.
But it's A1. Like,
it's A1. We're getting fucking baseball scores at the bottom of our screen right now. Fuck me. Get out of here with this. Get this off of here.
Toronto, Texas, 5 o'clock. Minnesota, Kansas City at 5:10 Pacific time. So that's good.
Now, off the top of my head, well, no, that's not true. Actually, I was gonna say this is one of the first truly non-X division matches I feel like we've seen, but we've seen like some abyss squashes, so I can't really say that.
Yeah.
But usually, I feel like we're like this is really random to me, but I'll go with it. We're gonna go with it. We got a half camel clutch in on Alistair. Sabu has his own name written on his armband, which seems very
what
odd.
is that for? Is that to identify the body?
Oh, shit. Oh, I thought he was going to use a spike, but I think he was just taking tape off his hand mid-air. Didn't it look like he was taking the spike out?
Yeah, I also was thinking it could have been a blade, but there's no way he'd be bleeding on FS1 or FS net.
Oh, good point, yeah. It looked like a little piece of finger tape after he dropped it.
It did.
I thought he pulled out a spike. July 19th, July 20th, dude. That's the next gut check.
Oh, that's a gut check, yeah. Have we ever heard anybody come out with gut check in 2004 or what?
No, but I'm sure they'll tell us if we do.
Is this an instance where like Jerry Lynn is just sitting somewhere and like no one ever comes for weeks?
Maybe. Or Triple X is facing Abismo Negro and Mr. Aguila in the top contenders match. Vito versus Irish Pat Kenny in a Sicilian street fight. David Young and the NYC versus Sharkboy D-Ray 3000 and referee Mike Posey. I forgot about that one.
Elevated DDT moments ago by Sabu. That looked like A1 might have got hurt there. That looked fun. Sabu getting a chair. This could be dangerous. How's A1
shit,
kicked
dude.
it? How is that not a disqualification?
Well, he didn't swing it at him. He just kicked it into him.
Yeah, but he technically used the weapon.
Just like if I kick a chair into you, you can't really retaliate. I didn't do anything.
You hit me with my own chair.
No, if I kick it into you, I did not do it. Like you did it. You were in the way if I kicked it.
All right, Dallas. If I have a gun.
Okay, so A1 gets in the ring, gets punched by Sabu.
If I have a gun, and
we don't talk about guns, Bob.
If I have a gun and I have it pointing towards me, and then you pull the trigger with my own finger, did you shoot me or did I shoot myself?
You shot yourself. Here comes Sabu off a chair. Hurricane Rana.
I can't fucking win with this guy.
Your fingerprints are on it, not mine. Oh, but Alistair kicks out.
Fingerprints are on it, but not mine. Wow. Okay. That's the next murder mystery episode if I've ever seen one.
Triple 1, 2, 3 moonsault. He actually hit it pretty good there on Alistair. And a 3.
Well, A1 might have tried to kick out there. I don't know, folks. Is he out of it?
Maybe. That was like a weird match. I mean, it wasn't like awful, but he's taunting Raven again. Look. Sabu's version of Mind Games is doing the Raven taunt. Up next, Baby Bear, Alex Shelley, man. Getting like a little video here. AEW's rematch was on the line in that double ladder match.
Double ladder.
With
We
that
got our
giant
gear
bag,
back,
the
and we're
giant
the
bag
number
of
one
clothes.
contenders.
Take it down, James. Now remember, as I said, he didn't pull the contract down. He only pulled the clothing.
It's true.
They had to go back. They actually went up and got the contract after.
Yeah.
The first time in wrestling history, not in just TNA history, a 6-sided cage match. Now that I say that out loud after he just said it, did Mexico or no one ever do a cage match with a 6-sided ring? Now I gotta know.
If what?
Like, did AAA or any Mexican promotion with a 6-sided ring ever do a cage match?
Oh my god, dude! Are you kidding me?
No.
I feel like Triple Mania has a fucking barbed wire death match cage match like every year.
Oh, here we go,
Okay.
dude. She's filthy rich. Look at her.
How much money did Eric Watts have?
I know. Why is she coming out in fur all the time?
Yeah.
And Abyss is in tow. He's far behind, but
Crazy.
it's so weird because like she almost acts as if like he's her boyfriend in a way, more of like a pet, I guess. But like he does not. He barely looks at her.
That, and I think that's
Oh,
important to. Oh, Roddy Strong.
whoa, dude! Impact debut.
Shitty little boots.
They're not super shitty here, but
No, I think that's important to maybe note too. Like, maybe he's just there for the money and the exposure, and like she'll get jilted, and then Abyss is gonna probably hurt Shelley real bad.
right. Wow, dude, Roderick Strong. This is kind of exciting.
Oh, he's got normal size boots on.
Yeah, dude, they're not shitty yet.
I wonder when they go shitty.
Might have a couple years. I feel like he couldn't wear the shitty little ones with tights like that. I think that's maybe what's stopping it
Speaking
here.
of his tights, they look kind of shitty.
Yeah, they do. So what I find kind of interesting about this match is we've seen Roderick Strong before, like once. Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
And Shelley, we've only seen a couple times. I mean, this feels like a very fresh match. Well, besides the fact that it is, but because they're both young and essentially unknown here in TNA. I mean, we don't really know these guys.
Yeah, this is kind of like a Ring of Honor match on TNA television. Which makes you wonder why they're not just like working together.
Yeah. Shelley had his back turned. Roderick Strong kicked him in the back, or maybe it was a knee. I couldn't tell. And Shelley flew into the second turnbuckle, face first. If you guys are following along at home, we are, hold on, 3 seconds, 2, 1, 18 minutes into the show. They're naming, oh wait, yet to come this week. AMW? Oh, AMW versus Michael Shane Kazarian is happening tonight as well. Oh, look at that. Mike Tenay's going to interview the suspended Kid Cash as well. Sabu and Abyss and no disqualification match. Wow, dude. Our next pay-per-view is looking pretty damn good.
I'm kind of surprised that it took them this long to tell us about that main event tonight. AMW against Shane Kazarian. That seems like a pretty good main event.
Yeah. I do think that, you know what, the intro might have said it, Bob, now that I think about it, because they mentioned Kazarian and Michael Shane in the intro of the episode, but we were kind of talking, so I didn't really hear much else besides that.
Yeah, maybe I should look into putting closed caption on.
That might help.
Oh, wait, can I even...
I don't know if you can on the versions they're watching. Well, Jeff Hardy at the Asylum Wednesday. Will he accept Dusty's proposal? I don't know. We'll find out. Look at this, like a straight jacket backstabber by Alex Shelley. Driving Strong down to the canvas.
This hasn't been too bad.
No, it hasn't at all. Goldilocks looks so ridiculous. She's got a huge fur hat on. Ducks the clothesline, counters, backbreaker by Roderick Strong onto Alex Shelley. Right over his knee. Both back to their feet.
I feel like this is a good showing for Roderick.
Yeah. Nice drop kick by Roderick Strong, knocking Shelley down. Oh,
Yeah, nice heel kick.
So we're picking it up now. Shelley looking for a... Oh.
Nope.
Going like a cross-legged suplex, but he counted it. Roderick Strong, gut buster. Well, fireman's carry, and then dropping down both the knees.
I kind of feel like I'm enjoying Roderick Strong more than Shelley here.
Well, so yeah, this is definitely like Roderick Strong's looking pretty damn good, and Shelley ain't doing a whole lot in this match.
If this was supposed to be a showcase for Shelley, I think we're not accomplishing.
We're missing the mark a little, maybe. Jumping knee from the top rope, knocking Roderick Strong off his feet. He's saying it's over, and if it's over after that, drives him down. Brain buster. That's a 3.
Yeah, so I think this might have been misguided. Coming out of this match, I'd be like, I think Roderick Strong's better than Alex Shelley. Sure, Shelley won, but I mean, the backbreakers and gut busters that Roddy was doing, that.
Yeah. Look, she's trying to. Oh wait, she wants Abyss to pick her up to go to the ring, which he did. That's the first time he's looked at her in 3 weeks. Don was saying, does she not know it's 95 degrees out? Well, she's wearing all the fur.
I really don't know how I feel about this Abyss love thing or whatever. Like a jilted boyfriend, or whatever. He's upset. I don't know how I feel about this.
Up next, the man who's hunting for a shot at the NWA World Championship, the alpha male Monty Brown is next.
Is he in action or is he just going to talk?
No, they didn't say actually. We're just getting a little flashback from the show where Jarrett and him had a face-to-face backstage.
What if it wasn't even like a live Monty Brown? They're just talking about a video package of Monty Brown talking. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, it would. Because why else would, like, what? I don't know. We'll see. But so far it is kind of looking like that's the case.
Yeah.
I would say they should do this and then do an interview with Appear on Impact.
Whose music is this?
Oh, hold on. It sounds familiar. Hold on. Oh my God. Who is it? I don't know. Wait, who is that?
I've never seen this guy. Who is this? Is that Lex Levitt?
Oh my God, it is. Now, I've never seen this guy. However, we've heard his name many times, I believe.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Ooh, wah! That's right, baby.
Ooh, wah!
Here he comes, baby. The alpha male. Fucking leopard jacket, leopard shorts. He's ready to fucking kick ass and take names here on Impact. Oh, you smell that? You smell that fear? Ooh, ha.
Ooh, wah. All right, I am gonna give Lex Levitt. He's gonna last at least 90 seconds.
Whoa! I thought you were gonna. I was gonna say 2 minutes.
He'll last 90 seconds.
Here we go. We're locking up, but not for long. Monty Brown pushes him off, backs him into a corner. There's a shitty punch, and then it goes back to some nice kicks. There we go. There we go. Those are better. That first one was, you didn't get all of it, pal. Dusty Rhodes.
Don't think you might have grazed them.
Okay, they're just doing results. Sorry, I thought that was another new match. Results from this past pay-per-view. Which, I get why they do it, but it is also interesting because if they have replays, if you can just read the results at the bottom of the screen, it's like, oh, okay, I know what happened.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes with anything. Like on the WWF shows, they'd be like, check out WrestleMania 11 where Diesel retained the title. And it's like, well, why the hell am I going to do that now? You already told me. You showed me stills of the action. I'm not doing that.
Doesn't do the stills.
Full price? Fuck you. I ain't doing that. Oh, okay.
Off
Good.
the rope.
I thought Lex
Caught
was
him.
gonna get pounced after being sent to the ropes.
Nope, not just yet. Oh my God, look at the sign right in the front row. Nashville fears Orlando as Monty Brown tosses Lex Levette right over.
Well, I mean that
slam.
is true because they are like stealing the show.
I mean, yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Shit, I said 90 seconds. Lex, don't get pinned.
Oh.
Oh, we're good.
Okay, he made it. He made it 90 seconds.
Real fucking close.
Hey, dude, I said 2 minutes, so we pretty much were right in between that.
That's funny.
That was good.
Damn it, Lex. I thought Lex Lovett looked different.
He actually has like a decent look to him. Bring him on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he does, but I thought maybe he just changed his look. But I could have sworn he had like a goatee and like hair.
Oh, Jeff Jarrett.
It's rabbit season.
Monty Brown's. There's no mountains in the Serengeti. There can only be one alpha male. And you are looking at him.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a tongue ring too. I don't know if I've noticed that.
Ooh, ha. Huh, huh. Let's go. Monty Brown versus Jarrett. Let's go. Book it.
I don't know how you look at Monty Brown and say like he's not money. Like I'm not really sure how you.
I don't know, bro. 6 points to Impact up
He's
next
not
with Jeff Hammond and Jeff
He's
Jarrett.
not ready to be the champion. It's like, yeah, he is.
I don't know, dude. It's crazy, isn't it? Here's Jeff Hardy video again. Oh my God, can you believe it? Jeff Harvey?
Jeff Harvey. Okay, Mike Allen.
How does it feel to be part of the second anniversary of TNA? And he said nothing and he walked away. And that's literally the last time we heard from him.
Yeah, why was he like mad about that question?
Well, because he was mad because there was the interference and he didn't get to beat AJ Styles for the X Division title. Wait, I don't remember that part. Do you remember that when Scott Hudson was following Jeff Hardy outside?
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing that, I don't think. See you this Wednesday. Jeff Hardy.
Do you think he's signed right now?
Yes.
He has to be, right?
He's
There's
gotta
no way you're promoting him.
Here we go, dude.
Oh, Jeff Hammond in the ring. Is he with someone?
Jeff
Oh, you got
Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
This is the 6 points of Impact. What a better way to start out. With Jeff Jarrett wearing white gloves, he looks like he's a fucking pallbearer at a funeral. He's got to carry the casket with his gloves on so you don't get fingerprints on it. Trust me, I've carried a couple caskets. You wear the gloves, and you have to wear them. I won the first ever King of the Mountain match, and I climbed all the way to the top. You wrestle in the Asylum. Why the Asylum? Has had wrestling over 30 years. It's my domain. Oh. Oh, the Asylum is the house that Jarrett built.
Okay. Yeah, Jerry.
Is Russo a puppet for Larry Zbyszko and Dusty Rhodes, or what?
Who cares?
If you notice, Jeff Jarrett's not staring directly at the camera. Jeff Hammond just did a couple times, and it was wicked funny. Look at.
He's still doing it.
You're wearing what everybody wants as everyone's concerned about. That's the world title. Oh, here we go. Naming off fucking legends. Oh, they all held us 10 pounds of gold here, okay?
Colorado Kid held this belt.
Jesus.
Mike Rapata.
It's me, Mickey, from back in the day. It's me, Mick.
It's me, Mick. Remember? You can't be letting Raven get to you.
Sixth and final point.
You gotta do it for Sheik.
Oh. Jeff Hardy will be in the Asylum on pay-per-view.
Jeff Jarrett better say, who did Jeff Hardy ever beat?
Oh, he's talking about everyone. He took Sting out. Oh. He said he might take Jeff Hardy out. Oh, so he's saying he took all these other people out of TNA, and he might do it to Jeff Hardy this Wednesday.
No, I want Jarrett and Monty Brown. I don't want Jarrett and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, what the heck? Rey Mysterio was in the crowd,
Excalibur.
guys.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Excalibur. Pretty cocky. We're in the crowd here. We're at 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Nikki Ash is on the right side, right over Tanae's shoulder. Nikki Cross.
You want to be a wrestler? Don was screaming at the kids in the crowd. You want to be a wrestler? Come to the fucking gut check, July 19th.
Jerry Lynn's been at the warehouse for fucking 4 weeks and no one showed up. Just fucking go, please, somebody. For the love of God, just please.
You want to be a fucking wrestler?
We got 4 rings in there. No one's coming in there.
6-man tag team action. David Young. We already know this. They're going about the matches that we've already discussed because we read the bottom of the screen. That's right. Mike Posey making his in-ring debut.
Arguably one of the top baby faces in the
I can't wait for the Sicilian street fight.
Who would want to tune in to watch a Sicilian street fight between Vito and Kenny? That could never be the main drawing point for somebody, could it?
No. Yes, Triple X against Team AAA. Oh, just Team Mexico. We don't say Team AAA now because we're not really working with them really anymore. It's really hush hush. It's Team Mexico. It's not Team AAA. Let's get that straight. Hey, there's more. Homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, Sabu. He's going to run the gut check. And basically, you have to take 3 steel chair shots from Sabu and an Arabian facebuster. And then you can enter the ring with Jerry Lynn, who then will sit in the corner and stare at you because he's been waiting for 4 weeks for someone to come.
That's right.
I'm going to find out the deal with Kid Cass.
Wait a minute.
Mike today's like, fucking yeah.
Did they ever, tell you where to go?
For what?
The gut check.
I think you have to go online and figure that out.
Why don't you tell people on the show?
I don't know.
Go to the TNA gut check if you want to be a wrestler, but we're not going to tell you. You go on there and it's like, why is it at an abandoned CVS? Like, what? How is this possible? The windows are boxed up.
Steel cage and the 6-sided ring. I'm willing to bet they are telling the truth.
What? For the first ever 6 sides of steel?
Yeah.
Maybe in America.
No, they didn't say that. They said wrestling history. I don't think they'd lie about that.
I don't think that's right.
Wait a second.
Wait, now, why is Shane Douglas interviewing Michael Shane and Tracy? Because, they hated each other.
Super weird. Super weird. He's had his back to him. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to talk to Kazarian. You got a huge matchup tonight with AMW. We took AJ Styles out. Okay, Shane Douglas has a yellow Impact polo. That's fucking awesome. I love it.
The franchise. He only wears yellow. Yellow and black.
It might have his name on the other side right there. Tracy's weirdly rubbing Michael Shane's shoulders and his traps. His delts. He's like, damn, you're pretty. Michael Shane is pretty beefy here. Huge match. AMW versus Kazarian and Michael Shane, and this is gonna be good.
I wish he would have made some snide remark to Michael Shane and stuff.
Well, I feel like it was almost in the beginning. He was when the way he kind of did his hand, he was like Michael Shane and Tracy and Kazarian, and he kind of blew them off in the beginning a little,
right?
But not enough that as we want it to be. Here comes the team of Michael Shane and Frankie Kazarian. I really like this team. Their personalities work very, very well.
It's a very good duo, yeah.
And I don't know why we didn't think about it before, but as soon as they put them together, it was yeah, this is it. This is good.
Now they just have to wear matching gear.
Yeah, they should do that. Tracy is wearing a dress this week. I'm surprised we're allowed to have a dress with that low cut of a top on.
Guilty.
We find the defendants guilty. Wait, they have the ring gear back, but they're not wearing it.
Yeah, why don't they have the ring jacket? Do they want it just to say that we have it back?
I think it must be. Did it just hit a cameraman? I'm not really sure what just happened right there. Well, here we go, man. This is our main event.
Guilty. All right, let's get the show. Let's get the match going, okay? There's only so many times I can hum the AMW's theme song.
I know. All right, so we're in the ring. The timer has started. We are at 36 minutes, 8 seconds. Not much time left in the show.
In case you're wondering, 11 minutes. See, that's why it pays to be me. And then you have that just ready to go.
I'm trying to find details about if this was the first 6 nights of Steel.
There's no way.
I'm going to probably have to do it off air because I just feel
Didn't
like it's...
he take it from AAA because they had...
Well, they had the 6-sided ring.
First 6...
That's what I typed in.
Sided cage match wrestling.
We got Storm back into the corner by Michael Shane here. Oh, he comes out, puts Michael Shane in, chop.
How about this? We'll do this. We'll do first.
Look, oh my God. Okay, I'm looking up cage matches. Look at AJ Styles watching on crutches with Jerry Lynn in the back. Bob, because of IcoPod's hiatus, we are going to miss the March 17th, 97 cage match in Syracuse between Sid and Bret Hart.
That's right.
Man. Double team, America's Most Wanted. Whips Michael Shane out of the corner, comes back. Bulldog by Harris.
This should not be this difficult to find. But it is turning to...
Stalling suplex by Harris on Michael Shane. Listen, if someone else knows, please let us know. I'm hoping we know the answer before you hear this, but... Well, here, let's type in... Triple...
Well, here's the thing. Did AAA have a cage, like a 6-side from the beginning?
Well, that's a good question, too.
Because, like, I could just go...
I don't know if it did. Oh, referee's distracted. Harris is being double-teamed, essentially. Kazarian's in the ring with him. Michael Shane just grabbed him. A swinging neck breaker by Kazarian onto Harris.
I'm assuming that this is what yeah, all right. So let's go to results. And then as soon as I see a steel cage, if it's before July... Wait a minute, didn't...
Got a little highlight of the natural stealing shit again as we're coming back from commercial break.
Okay, so Triple Mania 2.
What's the date?
1994.
Okay.
There was a cage match. Now,
okay. Now we have to confirm.
Is it 6-sided? I have to confirm. I have to figure this out.
We have to confirm. Because I don't know. I don't know the answer.
I have no idea.
There's a really good chance, actually, but...
You know who would know?
Who's that?
Jordan.
I bet you he would.
He would know this.
It's a long highlight package, guys. I really just want to get back to the match and finish off Impact.
Let's see. Oh, I don't know if it's a 6-sided ring.
Oh, shit. Well, we're back. We got 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in this match.
It looks like it might be 4-sided.
Oh, wow. During the commercial break, Michael Shane went off the ropes and came back to a leaping lariat by Chris Harris. And Michael Shane, now we were back to live action. He's punching Harris in the corner. He only got a couple in there before getting pushed off.
Okay, so it's definitely a 4-sided ring in 1994. But so TNA went 6-sided in like June, just last month, right? June?
Yeah.
Okay. So if Jarrett took it, let's say, I believe it was like 03 that he went there and he saw that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's already inaccurate because on February 8, 2004, there was a Ultimate Jeopardy steel cage match between two people.
Okay, but
AAA.
Go. Well, I want to know what that looks like.
What do you mean?
I have this weird vision in my head that it looks like the Scott Steiner, like, or is it Rick Steiner, like, weird thing that goes in the middle of the ring.
That like the Asylum cage?
I got a weird feeling about it, Bob. James Storm is clearing house right now in the ring with Kazarian.
So what am I looking? How it looks?
Yeah, find that show and look up an image of that match.
I mean, that's really.
No, you can do it. Michael Shane got the
It's like a house show, man. It's like a house show.
Oh, then it don't count. We don't have evidence. I need evidence. Right, wrestling history, they would not lie to me, Bob. TNA does not lie. They may speak before things are, fully happening, but they don't lie. Look at this double team move. Harris has Michael Shane up on his shoulders. Oh my God. That looked really fucking dangerous, but he hit it. It was that swinging noose neck breaker. That almost was really nasty for Michael Shane, but Harris did go down in time, so I won't knock it too much.
That's
Harris suplexing Kazarian in the ring, but no, he counters, goes behind. And that's a counter again. Harris behind, gets an elbow to the face. Kazarian, springboard. Oh, he gets caught. Looks like we might see catatonic. Oh, shit. That was huge.
Pretty devastating.
Yeah, and Kazarian kind of folded up in that one. It's pretty nice. Michael Shane coming from behind. Nope. Up and over by Harris. Couple elbows to the head. And, oh no, he counters the catatonic. Oh, counters the super kick. Ducks the clothesline. Super kick. Oh, hit him right in the face. So Michael Shane just knocked him down. And we're advertising that 6-sided steel cage match. We have 1 minute left. Holy shit. James Storm just took off Michael Shane's face. Gets hit with a pump kick by Kazarian, dude. Everyone is down. We have less than a minute left in this match. This is potentially about to go to a decision by our judge, Dusty Rhodes.
Another decision. Dallas, this is turning out to be quite difficult research.
I know. I knew it would be.
But I mean... Is there images of like what I could see?
Going for the wave of the future, but that's blocked. Storm. Oh shit, death sentence potentially? We have 30 seconds left, so there's a chance they can still win. Wait, Tracy grabs Harris's leg.
I guess we'll just have to say that it's accurate. Although I think
she got pushed off.
Wrong. There's no
Michael
way.
Shane just crotches him. Okay, we're going to a draw. Wait. Oh my God. Nope. Kazarian went for the pin attempt. Okay, there's 5 seconds, so that's it. Spear goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh.
How convenient that it just happens to be.
Dude, they did it perfectly timed.
They did. That's a rarity for TNA.
Okay, so we got to go to Dusty Rhodes for the official decision. He's like, yeah, baby.
He's going to give it to AMW. Give me a break.
No, he's not. You never know.
Yeah, he is. They're Cowboys. Cowboys stick together.
Oh. We're awaiting the official ruling. Okay, we're still waiting. The winner of the match. America's Most Wanted.
What a surprise. I'm so shocked.
Oh, shit, the Naturals.
Here's Triple X.
Oh, that was a very quick cutaway. Triple X, it's like a video of them saying they're going to take back.
Yeah, how are they brawling in the ring and now they're cutting promos like that so quick?
That's a good question. Vito, Michael Shane Kazarian, the new owners of the X Division. You're not filthy rich like Goldilocks.
The future looks good.
Sicilian street fight, Irish Pat Kenny. They showed the same brawling clip. America's Most Wanted. 6-side cage match. You're going to be America's least needed.
What a ridiculous statement.
Come on, Jeff.
Least needed.
Knock it out first, though. The New York Connection. Swinger, stop that. There are no mountains in the Serengeti. The
House.
Period. Jeff Hardy, Monty Brown. It's my world, my mountain. And neither one of you can survive. We're still talking. America's Most Wanted now. I usually like these, but this is very long.
It's like Pulp Fiction ECW stuff, yeah, folks. This is.
But I like it. And dude, we go off the air.
I mean, that was a good show. If that show felt like it went longer, like it wasn't as quick of a watch, but I still thought it was good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of under the impression that I'm going to find it very hard to have a bad episode of Impact when it's 45 minutes and it's almost completely action.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
So I agree. I also liked it. However, I do think it was arguably the least exciting episode, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, because, like...
We didn't have, like, that moment, like, holy shit, Dusty Rhodes got hit with a guitar. Holy shit, that X Division match was insane.
Yeah, and I think there was a level of, like, lack of star power, too, and maybe involved in, like, in the wrestling part.
I think that's fair. That I mean, the Shelley Roderick Strong match, I mean, it was
good.
Was good. It was good. Yeah. However, who are these guys, right?
Right,
at this time. Alistair, Ralphs or whatever, against Sabu was, like, super weird.
Yeah.
Like, the Alistair guy got an entrance, which was really weird.
Well, so did Lex Lovett.
So did Lex Lovett. Yeah, I love that. So there's, like, some weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, hey, I mean, this was our 7th episode of Impact, which is actually kind of crazy to even say. So if 1 out of 7 is a little bit less exciting, but still a good show, I ain't going to complain about that.
We've said it is every Impact we've given a thumbs up, right?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, okay.
And I believe the last 3 pay-per-views have also gotten thumbs up from both of us. So we are doing pretty good right now in that regard. But I'm extremely excited about our next episode, the pay-per-view that we're about to go into. It's loaded. We've talked about it about 7 times during this show. The Cage alone, Jeff Hardy, hearing from Kid Cash again, no disqualification, man. I mean, everything. There's a street fight, no disqualification. I'm fucking ready, man.
Yeah, they're all kind of like
dude. The same. I don't care. I'm so excited for the show. More Monty Brown, Jeff Jarrett potentially.
Right.
I think we're in for a treat. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I am as well, and I was going to maybe say it next week, but I'm going to tell you guys right now that next week's episode was a pay-per-view that I, in fact, did purchase back in 2004. I convinced my mother to buy it. And then you know what? I'll tell you my rationale next week as to why I wanted to watch that show.
Yeah, I think that'll be really fun to talk about
Yeah.
because and see what you remember from when you watched it as a young Bob.
Yeah. So that should maybe be fun to go back and relive it. But
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
yeah, the only way to get to next week is to wrap up this week's. So next week we got the first ever 6-sided steel cage match. Maybe we'll do a deep dive of research to really confirm that. But
I
by
think
all accounts,
we got to try to. We have to.
Yeah, it might be legitimate. So I don't know. Well, if I had to guess though, they're probably lying. But in America, maybe it is. But I don't know about in wrestling in general. But we'll find out next week. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr. And this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.